Sven, it's very, very nice to meet you
It's a
virtually.
pleasure.
It's I like your background. It's very clean. Makes me calm.
I don't know about that. There's enough going on.
So we're here to talk about the crime thriller you star in, Survive the Game. Tell us a little bit
Yes.
about it.
Survive the Game is an action-packed thriller from start to finish about Cal, a cop who rushes into a situation that he doesn't really think through and stumbles upon a drug deal. And, well, things go south and a chase ensues after the bad guys onto this farm. And then all hell breaks loose.
Now, the first thing I really want to ask you is like you said, he doesn't think things through. He jumps in. This is right at the beginning. How much remorse do you think he feels as he's chasing them down in the car?
I think there's a lot of regret and remorse because he has no idea what the condition of his partner is. I mean, he literally leaves his partner behind to chase after these guys. And I mean, yeah, there's a lot of regret, but, he's made the choice and, you know, things have been done and he's going to go after the bad guys and take them down one by one until the very end.
So maybe I missed it, and if I did, I apologize. But how long has Cal been on the force at this point in the movie? Do you know
I
that?
mean, it doesn't really ever say, but
Okay.
I mean, the backstory is that it's at least 10 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
So he started off as a young rookie and worked his way up, and then he became, a detective, and he's working with Bruce Willis.
Yeah. I was talking with Simon Phillips yesterday, and he said he had a lot of fun being, henchman number two because of the fact that he pretty much got to buddy up with Bruce Willis the entire time.
Yeah, they had a special bond, the two of them, and it was fun to see. And Simon is a character in and itself, so he's an interesting bloke, I would say. No, but we got along really well. We actually didn't hang out that much during the filming. We actually hung out more after everything was wrapped, and actually became good friends.
I assume you guys are super busy because I was talking with James, your director. It was a pretty quick uh, film, correct?
Oh yeah, we didn't have too much time, but I think for the amount of time that we had, we really crammed everything possible into it. I mean, we had car chases, fist fights, gun shoots, car explosions. I mean, we really packed it all in, and I think it made for a thrilling and exciting movie.
And then it translates very well on screen because it is, like you said earlier, action packed from the beginning to the end.
Yeah,
Did you enjoy the fact that it was all on one location?
it's great. Yeah, I mean, the location was about an hour away from the hotel,
Mhm.
but it was a beautiful place. I mean, the ranch overlooked an entire valley, the rainforest was there. So it was nice to have sort of like a home base, and then have, that that's where you're going to work every day and you get comfortable with the location. So it was nice to be able to just go to one place.
Awesome. Did you do any preparation with maybe a detective or maybe with something you've done in the past in order to get you ready to play Cal?
There's some, I mean, I've met detectives along the way. I think I just kind of went through the internet. I kind of looked up what because he does just, leave his partner behind and rush into a situation.
Mhm.
I was seeing what the handbook says for going after and doing investigations, just to get a little bit into the mindset of a detective and a cop. And I know plenty of cops. I've talked to them in the past and see how they act and walk and relate to each other. It is like a brotherhood.
Yes, and on screen you actually end up having to partner up with an ex vet, Eric, who's played by Chad Michael Murphy. Can you tell me a little bit about that partnership?
Yeah, I mean, that one was sort of not planned. The bad guys just end up
Mhm.
finding his farm, and I chase them there, and he gets mixed up in the whole thing, not voluntarily, but because of what just happened to him in his life and the loss of his, you know, family, it it kind of brings him out of his shell, and involuntarily, he goes after the bad guys with me, and we team up and we create a friendship and a bond. And I think in the end, he's better for it, even though he didn't want it. I think he still grew. So it was really fun to work with him. I mean, Chad's a great guy. We got along from day one. So it was really easy to work with him and collaborate with him. So that friendship and that camaraderie that you see on screen, came fairly quickly because he's professional. He knows what he's doing. And we were able to, bounce off each other and work well.
What do you do to prepare yourself for action scenes?
Stretching, lots of stretching. Yeah, I mean, that's really the biggest thing, is to make sure that you're limber, that you don't pull anything, and that you don't break anything. You got to stay safe, work within your comfort zone. And then, but I mean, we were lucky, we had a good stunt team. We had great stunt guys, so we always felt comfortable in any situation that we were put in. And there was quite a few situations that were precarious, but we made it happen. And they're fun to do. I mean, once you learn the moves and the motions of the fist fights and the hand-to-hand stuff, you can kind of let go, and it becomes like this dance almost, and it's a pleasure to do.
Yeah, it looks like it could be very intimidating, but I'm sure that, like you said, with the right stunt crew,
it is very intimidating, especially with the time that we had to do it. Some of those scenes, sometimes take a day, and we were doing it in a couple hours. So we certainly were pushing the envelope when it came to those fights, but I think they turned out great.
Yeah, I'm glad it worked out that way. So sometimes when you rush it, you got to think outside the box, and it actually makes for a
well, that's the thing. There was a lot of things that James had to modify, our director, to make it work. But I think in the grand scheme of things, it worked out, for the better, almost, with some of the adjustments that we had to make.
Great. Let me ask you, what in your opinion makes a great action film?
A great action film for me is one that keeps you intrigued, keeps you guessing what's going to happen. Because a lot of action movies, you kind of know where it's going, and then have an interesting group of people that are in it. As far as like the bad guys is concerned, and I think we achieve that, because I mean, from Simon's character to Kate's character to Zach's character, they were all so vastly different and so memorable that, they all had their own identity, and you can kind of attach yourself to them rather than it being Goon 1, Goon 2, and you don't really care about them. But in this case, they all had such strong personalities that, it makes for much more of an interesting movie.
Talk about working with James Bryce on the film.
Oh, he's great. I mean, from the minute that I met him, I knew he was the right guy for this movie, because he's very good at adapting to situations, changing. And then he's also, a hands-on director where you feel comfortable working with him and, spitballing ideas. If he's got something that he wants to work on, then he'll let you know and we can try it. If I had an idea, then I was able to talk to him about it, and that way we could collaborate creatively and come up with the best end product. And for an actor, I think the most important thing is that you trust your director, because he's the head of the team. If you don't trust him, it kind of gets to a rocky and shaky start. But never had that with James. James is energetic and gung-ho and ready for anything, and he'll make the best possible product in the end. And I think he did. And I hope that I get to work with him again in the future, because not only is he a great director, but he's a good friend.
Good. I'm glad that you had a good experience. I had a great experience talking with him, so I can see where you're coming from.
Yeah, he's everything's easy going, relaxed, and he's relaxed and easy going, but on the other hand, he's very driven and he knows what he wants, which is a good balance, because you can have fun and you can trust him, but he's also going to deliver something that's good.
Yeah, I would agree. Tell me what one of my favorite questions to ask actors after working on a project that they've already wrapped up on. What was your biggest takeaway? Something you learned from this project?
I think the biggest thing that I took away is to kind of almost like be like a boxer, be light on your feet, kind of roll with the punches, because especially an action movie like this where things are moving so quick, you can barely have time to think. You know, as an actor, you make certain choices and you have ideas about the character of what you want to do or where you want to go. Sometimes you can't be too attached to those ideas because you never know what's going to happen that day. You know, you can have who knows what. There's so many things that happen in the movie business that are out of your control that you just have to change or think on the fly or make adjustments, that you can't be too concrete on your ideas of what you want to do. You kind of have to be moldable and, you know, roll with the punches.
Those are sound like keywords from a good actor.
Yeah, well, it's true, because if you're too stuck in your ways and something happens, you're going to get thrown and shaken and kind of be thrown off guard.
Thank you. Those are really, really good words, and I hope that people enjoy hearing things like that.
I hope so too. I mean, I lived through it, so they don't have to go through the pain of doing it themselves.
Sven, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much. It was a pleasure, and it was great talking to you, and I hope to see you down the road.
Awesome. Same here. Have a
Perfect.
good one. Take care.
Have a good one.
Nice
Take care. Bye-bye.